Something terrible has started in Moscow. Apartments are burning, explosion, flash. You can take off at 7th, mass evacuation. Residential buildings are burning, supposedly on Rublyovka. No, you said the grandmas found it, that's it, done. Parking lots. Airports are burning.
Water is flying right above us.
Shit, it changed.
Almost 400 drones in total attacked Russia.
Russia's Ministry of Killing declared it the most massive attack on Russia in 2025.
Glory to the armed forces of Ukraine, friends.
Let's start with these explosions in the center of Moscow.
Sudden smoke.
But first of all, this isn't the center.
Ukraine carried out an unprecedented drone attack on Russia. The Ministry of Killing of the Russian Federation reported allegedly intercepting 377 Ukrainian drones in various regions of the country. Most of the drones were shot down over the Kursk region, 126 in total. Debris, explosions, you can see it all right now. "91 drones were shot down in the Moscow region, shot down so hard that everything was on fire. Houses, apartments, high-rises, parking lots. According to preliminary reports, 1 person was killed and 9 were injured, said the head of the region, Andrei Vorobyov, and the mayor of Moscow. Sergei Sobyanin called this attack the most massive of the entire war. The debris and explosions from the drones made Solovyov tremble and fell on residential buildings in Ramenskoye and Lyubertsy. At least 7 apartments were damaged and 12 people were evacuated from them." Well, what are you going to do?
It's dangerous. Out on the street, it's so that people wouldn't go outside then.
No.
It hit the door directly.
Oh no, right here.
It hit the door directly.
Look at that, wow! What happened to the entrance?
A hit. Dad, I have my vows right here with me. Well, what exactly are we supposed to do now, Dad? Can you tell me what we are expected to do in this situation?
Dad, To be continued.
It's flying right above us.
Shit.
Restrictions were imposed on the arrival and departure of planes at Moscow airports. The investigative committee has opened a criminal case on terrorism in connection with the attack. What can we say about Russia, which constantly attacks Ukrainian cities, destroys Ukraine, and in fact invaded it? And here the investigative committee is opening a criminal case. War, my friends, is a boomerang. Friends, please like this video. We will watch all the footage of the attacks, unprecedented in scale, with 400 drones over Russian territory. We'll see how Moscow burned, the Moscow region, other regions, the Kursk region, and how our Ukrainian drones destroyed key military and critical infrastructure targets. Today is an unprecedentedly powerful day, friends. Today we have demonstrated our strength. Friends, Ukraine will attack Russia with hundreds of drones every night because Russia started a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and this is the boomerang and the response. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your support. We're heading towards 1 million in the comments, right where you're watching from, and a few kind words in support of Ukraine. Let's get started.
Whoa. Winter has just hit our city, bringing a noticeable chill.
An explosion, a flash, windows started blowing out. Moscow was massively attacked by drones at night. Residents of the building on Domodedovskaya Street in Moscow say that the drones arrived around 5 in the morning.
An explosion, a flash, windows started blowing out from above. You could hear some part of the building structure shifting. I wasn't scared at all, which is the most important thing. I grabbed the essentials, my passport and my dog, and went out into the stairwell, immediately called 112, you know, just like they say.
So about how many would that be, approximately?
5 to 10, I think. Yesterday I quietly started to submit, you know.
And what's that?
It's of course from all sides.
According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, 91 drones were destroyed overnight over the Moscow region and Moscow itself. These shots of the damage are, of course, debris and bangs. Solovyov, of course, is having his usual hysterics.
We're bored. It's stagnation. We want some action. But as soon as things start happening, everyone freaks out. And seconds and bullets. Unfortunately, even bullets are whistling now. So now we're scared. It's terrible, just terrible. Well, it's terrible. But not terrible, terrible, terrible.
So around 1 in the morning, residents of Kursk and Kurchatov reported at least 5 explosions. That was at 1 in the morning. Soon after, explosions also thundered in the sky over Ryazan. Locals reported hearing at least 20 explosion sounds. The walls and windows in their homes shook and car alarms went off. A drone attack threat was also declared in the Samara region and in Tatarstan. Drones as well were shot down over the Vladimir Tula and Kaluga regions. Specifically over the Kaluga region, air defense forces reportedly shot down more than 15 drones overnight. According to the Ministry of Defense, between 337 and 370 Ukrainian drones were shot down overnight over several regions of Russia. If they only shot down 400, how many were actually flying? That's the key question. The attack became the most massive in 2025, according to Amir of Moscow Sobyanin from the Russian Ministry of Defense. He stated that 73 drones were shot down as they approached the capital. But what exactly attacked the capital and what attacked the Moscow region? Take a look at this footage. Here are more consequences of the air defense's fight against drones in the Moscow region. And here is the parking lot near Domodedovo airport after the drone attack. Yeah. Besides the Moscow region, at night, drones also attacked the Steel Horse oil depot in Oryol and the Diagilevo airfield near Ryazan. Later, more footage was clarified. You can watch it right now. In Guzduri, after the Ukrainian drone attack, people remembered Oreshnik. The head of the Defense Committee, General Andrei Kartapolov, is calling for bombing. The decision is up to the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, but I think it wouldn't hurt to launch Oreshnik. In fact, it would be better to launch more than one. In other words, Russia attacked Ukraine in 2014. Attacks, kills, destroys, assaults, occupies. And now Ukraine is responding. They attacked us in their traditional manner. Hazelnut, hazelnut. What can one say? Friends, write your opinion about these shots in the comments. Write five words in support of Ukraine, the armament of Ukraine. This is very important. Despite the fact that Ukrainian drones regularly attack oil and military facilities in various regions of Russia, Moscow and the Moscow region turned out to be insufficiently prepared for the fact that this game can be played by two sides, or rather, not prepared at all. Putin's regime can't even properly ensure the security of the capital. Meanwhile, the head of the State Duma Defense Committee, General Kartapolov, has already called for a retaliatory strike on the nut orchards. Let us remind you that before February 24, 2022, no drones or missiles threatened Russian cities. So for the destroyed apartments and frightened Muscovites, they have only Putin to thank, as they say, and once again vote for him. The massive attack on the Moscow region is a signal to Putin. This was stated by Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation under the National Security and Defense Council. According to him, this attack was the largest since the start of the full-scale invasion. This is an additional signal to Putin that a ceasefire from the air is also something he should be interested in. Kovalenko said, adding that not only oil refineries can be targets.
But the most interesting thing, I want to tell you in secret, since your program is banned in the Baltics. Yes, so they won't hear it.
Are they afraid of the truth?
More and more, the political establishment in both Estonia and Latvia, as well as columnists, various analysts and others, are saying, well, if Ukraine collapses now, we will be occupied. The secret is that you have to earn Russian occupation.
We have no intention of occupying them.
Earn it.
We will liberate them.
You have to earn that too, you see?
We will not occupy, we will liberate.
About this movement, Vladimir Putin probably spoke.
We're bored. Stagnation. We want some action. But as soon as something starts happening, everyone freaks out. And seconds and bullets. Unfortunately, even bullets are whistling now. So we're scared. It's terrifying, terrifying. Well, it's terrifying. But not terrifying, terrifying, terrifying.
There are absolutely all the signs that Russia needs a pause in the war to recover its strength, said General Budanov, head of the Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine. They have reached their maximum. It's no longer possible to produce more than what is already being produced, said the head of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense. Budanov emphasized that one day of war cost Russia just under $1 billion. Do you understand how much money that is? That's 41% of the official budget. Russia is spending its own resources while we have partners in this regard, but they are using their own funds, he explained. In Geneva, a plan for a ceasefire in Ukraine was presented. The Geneva Center for Security Policy has provided a 31-page plan outlining mechanisms for a ceasefire in Ukraine. Representatives from Ukraine, Russia, the US, and the EU took part in its preparation. In particular, it provides, first, for the creation of a buffer zone at least 10 kilometers wide and the deployment of 5,000 civilians and police officers to patrol it, as well as about 10,000 foreign military personnel to ensure security. The organization of the work of international observers would involve a joint commission made up of Russian and Ukrainian military personnel. They would help the parties negotiate prisoner releases, carry out demining, and establish civilian corridors. The use of a ceasefire as the first step toward a broader package of agreements, including a political settlement, as well as an arms control agreement and measures to build trust and security between NATO and Russia. Strategic stability between the US and Russia, as well as discussions about the future of European security.
Of course, we all say that Trump is doing these things right now, but we have to remember that he is our rival, our adversary, and soon we might have to fight him. Well, not fight in every sense, more like in terms of sanctions, diplomacy, and so on. But today he is doing the right thing, so let's pay attention to that. There is a window of opportunity, and that's a wonderful thing. So they cut off information, disabled satellites, suspended their weapons, even removed agreements from their website, agreements with Zelensky. So what is he telling us? So for now, he's doing the right things, which means we should follow the track that's being proposed today. And the track being proposed goes as far as spiritual matters, like that vice president who appeared with a cross on his forehead.
Marco Rubio, Secretary of State.
Was it even possible to imagine this drama? No, it was absolutely impossible. Traditional values.
This is a serious matter. What, are we not going to support this? Of course we will. Absolutely.
We support everything. I absolutely love the way Donald Trump is behaving.
Olga, when I watch, I think that Europeans are much more cunning and dangerous than we're used to thinking of them. Just look, for example, at the Scandinavian region. They're not just accusing Russia of preparing for aggression in general. They're accusing us of trying to take disputed territories, which, mind you, they themselves brazenly reclassify. Frankly, I have no other word for it. Well, for example, Svalbard, a classic example, right? After all, according to the 1920 treaty and the decision of the Norwegian parliament in 1947, Norway guaranteed special rights to the Soviet Union, namely that we have the right to establish scientific settlements there and to conduct fishing in Norwegian territorial waters. Moreover, they were not to station any military contingents there. Later, we didn't include Svalbard in the Murmansk Agreement of 2010. There you go. So now they said that all rights are revoked, and now they're also going to deploy troops there. And they'll tell us it's our own fault. And we don't remember anything about any special status for Svalbard. The same goes for the Åland Islands. These islands have had neutral status since the 19th century. And Finland confirmed this to us after the Winter War in 1940. There was a separate convention regarding the status of the Åland Islands. Now they are quietly abolishing the special status of the Åland Islands. The same thing is happening with Gotland. After all, we forget that Sweden has been a neutral country since 1814, and Gotland's status was neutral as well. Now NATO military infrastructure will be stationed there, and all of this will happen amid cries that it's Russia threatening us, it's Russia that wants to change the status of these territories. But generally speaking, they do understand correctly that all these territories, at one time, Russia made concessions to them and guaranteed a special status for these territories. And playing this game could be very dangerous for them, because for Russia, these are three very sensitive points: Gotland, the Åland Islands, and Svalbard.
We just have to raise an eyebrow, and Ukraine will understand everything. We'll take Kyiv.
There will be neither Biden nor Trump. I know Americans very well, and so do we. America would be struck. 95% total destruction. In other words, essentially, America would cease to exist.
Americans are afraid of getting hit hard, and they could get hit not just any way, but with tactical and strategic nuclear weapons. And just one Poseidon could make life very lively for you.
To force America and the NATO devils and those who surround them to get down on their knees and apologize for their actions.
Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shaslivo, write kind words supporting Ukraine in the comments, and let us know where you're watching from. Thank you for supporting us. We work for a global audience, so they know the truth about Russian aggression and the war against Ukraine. So stay with us, be on the side of light. I thank you for every like, every comment, and every subscription, because in the information war, this helps our videos reach as many people as possible around the world, and as many people as possible around the world will support Ukraine. Friends, stay with us. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. We definitely will. We will win.